Hi everyone. Today I thought I'd talk about one of my favourite subjects, and that is olive undertones and olive skin tones. Since the start of my career in the 90s, I have literally made up thousands of faces. I remember starting out and having my kit, my first kit, and foundations were so simple, as in there was the complexity of undertones was never there. Even when new brands would come along and they'd say they were more natural looking, to me, they'd be just too warm, too yellow, or too red, or too pink, or just not nuanced enough. The complexity was never there. So I was always having to mix my own foundations from day one. And for as many kind of golden undertones that I would make up, as many warm undertones, as many cool undertones, there would be an equal amount. So a third of the people I've made up since I started my career, I would say have had an olive undertone. I used to talk to brands about this and say, where are the olive undertones in your foundations? Why don't you do some olives? And there would be this misconception. They would say, we have this shade, this warm medium colour that's very golden. And I'd be like, that's maybe one olive tone, but what about all of the rest? There are so many more tones within the olive kind of spectrum. And it was always oh no, there's such a small percentage of the global population and such a small percentage of customers that are that very niche olive undertone. And I'll be like, no, I think it's a third of everyone, because that's my experience. So what makes an olive undertone? Firstly, it's not tied to any particular skin depth. So that's the first thing to kind of realize about olive undertones. And I was talking to Nina Jablonski, who's a biological anthropologist, about this, and really talking about the fact that it is a mixture of so many different factors. Because if you think about your skin and your skin colour, of course, there's the surface overtone, the kind of depth of your skin. But then if you mix into that, the two different types of melanin that we have in our skin and the balance of that, and then you add to that hemoglobin, you add to that the reds of the blood, then you add the blue of the deoxygenated blood, and then you add your collagen and your fibres. And so you're adding together the yellow, the blue, the red, the brown, and every other colour in between. And the way I always describe this to students of makeup, whenever someone's saying to me, how do you describe a skin tone? I'm like, right, go down to a gallery and find a really big painting of a face or a portrait, and it can literally be any skin tone, but just go and stand crazy close to the painting, and what you'll see is something that doesn't make sense, because you'll see orange, green, purple. It'll almost look like a Jackson Pollock, because it'll just be every type of color splattered on, and you'll think, well, that can't be a skin tone, because there's so many colors within that. But then walk to the other side of the gallery, look across, look back at the painting, and you'll be, oh wow, that's a perfect skin tone. And this is what I mean by it's such a huge, complex mixture of factors that's going on with your skin. The other thing to say is that you could be not particularly olive when you're younger and become more olive. It's what I guess people used to call in the old days, oh, she's quite sallow, or he's quite sallow, which would mean that the way the light reflects on your face as you get older, because obviously light reflection has so much to do with it as well, and how light bounces off your skin, because that also creates the visual appearance of your skin. So you have all of these different factors, and very often within that huge group of olive undertones, there are your muted olives. So there's your more desaturated olives, and that's almost like when you have a photograph on your phone and you desaturate a picture and suddenly everyone looks a little bit grey. That's exactly what's happening there. And there's a good reason for that. It's because olive skin tones usually have a low chromatic value, which means that the sort of bright colours are sort of dialed down. And it's that mix of the yellow, the blue, the red, everything that's going on in the skin that sort of combines together to bring that chromatic value down. And you'll probably notice as well that in the winter, very often you get a medium skin tone olive person that looks almost sick during the winter but tans beautifully because they tan in quite a bronzy way. Again, you're not getting that real red or that real yellow that sometimes different skin tones get, but you are getting this sort of bronzing to the skin. Whereas very often in the winter, olive undertones can look almost blue or green and quite sickly, which I know is difficult for our olive friends. So across the spectrum of olive undertones and olive skin tones, whether they be light, medium or deep, you have different types. So you will have a saturated olive and you'll have more of a desaturated olive or a muted olive. All olives are pretty muted, but some of them are a bit more dialed up. So when you have that low chromatic value, when you are more of a muted olive, it really is, to me, it's an incredible, I would love to be olive because I think it's such a beautiful undertone to have. And the colours, the kind of colours that suit you are very different. So how do you tell if you have an olive undertone? There are so many, if you Google this, they'll be like, look at the veins on your wrist. I just think that's too simplistic. I don't hold by that at all. I'd say the easiest way to know is if you have never managed to find, or you've struggled to find foundation that matches you. So whether it looks too pink or too red or too yellow, all of these things which are just or too dialed up or too orange or too peach, then you probably are more muted and more olive and you are more sensitive to those colours. So they almost stick out like a sore thumb on your skin. That's a really good way to know that you are an olive undertone. And many people will buy mixers. They buy blue, they'll buy green mixer, they'll buy white, and they'll try and kind of create their own colours. You can do that as well, but really you need to be looking for brands that actually make olive undertones and that understand what an olive undertone really and truly is. Just to show you how varied olive undertones can be, here are some of the olive complexion products that I make, and here's some of the photography from my website. Just as an example, you can see we've got really light skin tones right through to really deep. And you can see that obviously some are more saturated olive where you can see the greeny yellow. Others are more of that desaturated, that almost grey green colour. And others, even though they have a little bit of pink in their skin, they're still very muted and desaturated. So it's as if the blue and the red in the skin is almost being matched by the melanin and the yellow in the skin. So it's almost cancelling it out. So you have that almost neutral olive look to the skin. There is so much to say about this subject. This is really the tip of the iceberg. So with your permission, I would love to do another video about this and cover more in-depth stuff. So I'd love to go deeper on it, particularly when it comes to not just complexion products, but also lip products. I don't know, maybe you've found that all the years you've been trying to use lipstick, it always comes up too peach or too orange, and you see it on other people and it looks fine, and then you put a lip colour on it, it's like orange. There's a very good chance it's because you are an olive undertone. So please let me know in the comments how deep you want me to go in this. You know, I love to go deep, deep, deep. It's one of my favourite subjects. Yes, let me know in the comments your questions and I'll make sure that I cover them off in the next video, because when it comes to olive undertones, I've got you covered.